Hey guys, how you going? I hope you are absolutely terrific and fantastic and you are ready for this tutorial. I feel like I'm very structured, direct. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to stop looking so stuffy and get on with this video. I want to show you guys how you can paint your faces so you look presentable, like really schmicko presentable. I'm talking if you're going for an interview for a job, if you're meeting delegates like I am tonight, because I'm about to go to Japan. Actually, when you see this video, I will already be in Japan. Holy cow, crazy town. Long wearing makeup, it's work appropriate makeup, first interview makeup, best impressions makeup. That's what today's all about. Also, I get to show you guys what my skin is looking like right now, and it is, oh my god, it is so much more improved. I'm really happy after the whole Paula's Choice debacle. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking and get the hell on with it. Here we go. So this is how my skin is looking right now, and I'm pretty happy with it actually. I don't know, my skin is just nuts, as you guys probably know by now. I've really only got a couple of pimples here and there. This one on my chin is just happening. It's, you know, it's having a party. Like, that is pretty bloody good compared to my Paula's Choice to now. Wow, 2 weeks guys, amazing. Starting with a little lip balm here. It's just my hurrah as per usual. My lips are so dry right now because of winter here in Australia. I'm also just going to apply a little bit of moisturizer, and this one here by Garnier Pure Active. It's pretty good because it has some salicylic acid in there for acne. The formulation is great in terms of trying to mattify your appearance. Next up, I'm going in with a primer, and I'm just using my L'Oreal Base Magique. You know what, I saw a really interesting video by a Goss makeup artist the other day where he said he actually hates primers. And it made sense. He was saying that primers, you know, they work for a little while. They'll extend your makeup for, you know, a couple of hours maybe if you're lucky. But if you've got oily skin, that's it. Like, what are you gonna do? A primer is not gonna stop your oil from coming through, so it's kind of pointless. So it's up to you, I guess, if you want to use a primer or not. Primers have only really come around in the last maybe 5 to 7 years, which is a fairly recent thing. Next up, I am going to crack open a brand spanking new product, and this has become one of my new favorite foundations. It is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I know I am really freaking late on this whole bandwagon, but it's great, guys. The shade that I am in is Ecru. Now, usually when I do foundations, I stipple them, but this time I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to buff it into my skin. Next up, I'm going in with my little Age Rewind from Maybelline. Of course, this is the concealer that I use every day. And yeah, mine looks a bit funky because I took the sponge tip off it. Ugh, I don't really need this much, but we're gonna work with it. I'm just applying this underneath my eyes just to help cover up those dodgy dark circles and a little bit on a few blemishes here or there. Next step is just setting all of this fabulousness with my pressed powder. I do this every single time. I feel like I shouldn't even bother talking about it, to be honest. Australia's fresh and flawless pressed powder. Next up, I'm just going to go with a little flush to my cheeks, a little bit of blusher. And this particular one here is by MUA. God, look how ancient this thing is. It's disgusting. I really love this particular shade. It's called Shade 4. I wish they'd be a bit more imaginative. It's basically just a really lovely sort of peach color. Just gives a nice flush of color to the cheeks. Now we are in close-up vision, sort of, kind of. We're gonna go on with the eyeballs now. I am so dumb. I am really dumb. I don't have my eye primer with me. I can't really be bothered getting up and getting my primer. That's why. But I do recommend that you use a eye primer. It just really helps to make the colors pop and stay on your eyelids. I'm just gonna start by highlighting underneath my brow. Just a really basic sort of cream color. Basic sort of cream color. Wow. How good am I at describing things? And I do like to sort of blend that in, swirl it all over the lid area as well, especially just into the corner of the eye here. Next up, I'm using a shimmery nude color and applying that all over my lid. It's sort of a padding motion to try and get on as much of that beautiful shimmery color as humanly possible. Using a smaller brush, like a little pointed brush, I use that same shadow and apply it to the inner corner of my eye, bringing it a little bit under my lower lash line as well. Next up, I'm using a taupe coloured shadow with a fluffy brush and applying it to my crease area right the way through. Really blend it beautifully, take your time. I know it's really easy to just do a bit of a rush job, but honestly, the more time you spend blending and just building that colour, the better it will look. I also use that same little pointed brush and dip it into, again, the same colour, that taupe colour, and bring that underneath my lower lash line and blend it out. Next up, I'm using a bit of a darker taupey brown colour, and I'm using this with a new fluffy brush. It's always good to try and change your brushes so they don't get dirty and start muddying up the colours on your eyes. I'm not bringing this all the way through to my, my inner corner again, but I'm going pretty close. And again, I'm taking my teeny tiny little pointed brush and applying that same colour just underneath my lower lash line to add a little bit more depth. And of course, one of my lights just broke. Terrific, don't you love it? Ages ago, I remember one of my lights broke halfway through a tutorial and it was pretty funny. And now it's happened again. Great. But we are going to move on because I want to get on with our eyeliner, and guys, I would recommend that you use a proper eyeliner. I, for the life of me, cannot figure out how to use them properly, so I don't. Instead, I use a little angled brush. That's why I'm waving this little thing around. And I use a black shadow. Black? There, that one. Use that one. I wiggle it. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just in that little inner tear duct area there. When I get to around this outer area here, that's when I do sort of thicken up that line a bit. And the good thing about using black eyeshadow is that you can smudge it out if you want, or if you completely stuff up your eyes, just smudge it, it looks great. Next up, I'm just going to use a bit of mascara. This one here is my Maybelline The Falsies. I had a viewer actually say, the only thing that I would change about your routine is that I would curl my eyelashes, and please, by all means, curl your lashes and then go in with your mascara. That's totally fine. And my last step with my little eyes is my little spoolie, which I love, and my little Benefit Brow. I also really just like using eyeshadow. Brown eyeshadow in your particular shade, go for your life. It really doesn't matter. See? Look at that difference. Look at that. Although you can achieve the same difference with eyeshadow. I'm just saying. And I just like to run my little spoolie through my brows, and really, regardless if you're using eyeshadow or the Gimme Brow or another brow gel, spoolies are your best friend. They really do move the product through nice and evenly, and they just comb your brows into shape, especially if you've got wild, bushy little animals living on top of your eyes like I do. And there we go. Brand spanking new brows. Gorgeous, love them. All right, so my last little bit of makeup is, of course, got to pucker up, got to put your lippy on. This one that I'm going for today is one of my favorites. I go back to it time and time again. It's in the Kate Moss collection by Rimmel London, and it's 07. Try and find a good sort of neutral, nude shade. Those sorts of shades are most appropriate for work and events and first encounters with your future employers and all that sort of stuff. And last but not least, and this is the very last step, I just like to apply a bit of finishing spritz. I'm just using Australis makeup finishing spritz, but there are 1,000,001 different ones of these on the market today, and some are excellent at actually keeping your face on. Like, I know there's an Urban Decay and there's a Skindinavia range, so try and get those if you can, because they're fabulous. But I'm a cheap ass and I don't have one, so. And then make some really attractive faces while you fan yourself. And that's it, guys. That's basically my work makeup, my going out makeup, my big event makeup, my I really want to impress the hell out of a whole bunch of people makeup. Good luck to you all, and good luck to me tonight. I hope you have enjoyed this video and got a few little tips and tricks out of it. I'm going to be back on your screens next Wednesday, so I do hope to see you then. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week, and I will talk to you all later. Bye! I feel like I've got pieces of fluff just flying around here. I'm in my friend's house at the moment, and he has like the cutest cat. Can I show you? It's just right here. I'm gonna try and grab it. Come here, kitty. Meow. Aww.